begins, I would officially like to show you something. And I of course am officially going to tell you how exactly you can sell a used car. And yes, I do. So yeah. So essentially, this is now attempt 3, because officially, since I now have my microphone sorted, I can now officially redo the 3 episodes that I was unable to do before. And essentially because, well, since I sold the 6 previous prize cars that I won at the same time, obviously that is the reason why I am now more than 100 grand richer than I was before. So, let's get straight on with the video. Episode 7. So, you may remember last time out we notably completed the FF challenge by officially acquiring both of the prize cars from that event, and well, essentially overall, I am now pretty much going to try this again, since I am basically re-recording this along of course with 2 other segments that obviously I did record previously, but obviously, you know, my microphone wasn't on, so essentially that was the reason why, you know, it just became a disaster. Anyways, yeah. So, yeah, fuck that. So, next up is the FR challenge, following onwards of course from the FF challenge, and we of course are going to use the Dodge concept car, which essentially overall realistically is the Dodge Copperhead. So just gonna head over here and just pretty much show what it was that I did in my previous attempt of when I did this, or at least my first attempt. So I purchased the upgrades I needed to purchase essentially for the FR challenge, just so I could officially give myself reasonable enough upgrades that could officially compete against the AI, and also we have the grip, and also we have the nimbleness. So yeah, weight reduction stage 1 has also been fitted to this car, considering, as you may notice, it is now 950 kilos, considering it was originally 980 kilos, as I shall officially show you just for fucking comparison's sake. So yeah, this is the Copperhead, as it is realistically called, and as you can see there, those are the original stats. So anyways, let us head over to the Go Race section as we officially redo the 3 events that we were unable to do on our previous attempts, officially with my appalling voice audio. So 3 races: Grand Valley East, Deep Forest, and Grand Valley Speedway. Essentially overall the 3 courses that we are notably doing for this championship, and also because since I have officially sold 7 prize cars, specifically I am now officially, well, 7. I am now officially 84 grand richer than I was on my first attempt of when I did this. So yeah. And hopefully, if it's possible, I should be able to get the perfect bonus as well, because, well, mathematically, the perfect sum of money I can officially earn from this championship is officially about 29,500 credits. And obviously, 3 races. The real McCoy of sports cars, the world of rear-wheel driving. FR challenge. And yes, I did, of course, just figure I would squeeze that in, since since someone will probably question me for not reading the description. And also, as you may notice, at least with me anyway, you may notice there is no music, and well, the main reason for that, well, at least to me anyway, there is no music, because obviously I have already been done in for copyright claims twice. And I have a feeling, of course, that if I do not turn off the music, then YouTube will essentially just give its best of efforts to fucking murder me. So yeah. So this, of course, is our competition. It looks like it is mostly Sylvia's this time. We also have a Mazda RX-7 FC, FNE3, and also a Toyota AE86 Levin GT Apex. So not the Trueno, but the Levin. This is our official competition for this, the third attempt of me actually doing this. So let's see how well we go in qualifying, and hopefully, like my previous attempts, I will officially be able to squeeze this car on the pole. The final order for qualifying, and so essentially overall I would have said pretty much the same starting order as it was before qualifying, and I would probably anticipate on my first attempt, since I've noticed half of the field is Sylvia's, essentially overall I am basically the only non-Japanese car officially driving in this event, since pretty much half of the field are Nissans. So yeah. And also the reason why you will probably not be able to hear the race music is essentially because YouTube sucks, and I absolutely fucking hate copyright claims. But anyways, yeah, so there of course is the starting lineup, pretty much the same order as it was before qualifying. So let's go to race 1 and see how we do. Hopefully we will not make this race essentially go all tits up on the first lap. But we shall see how we do. Everything almost went smoothly on this lap. But hopefully I can at least make up for the mistake. As of which I am just essentially trying to keep it tight on and off the corners. Even though I'm going off onto the grass a lot, or at least part of my car is anyway. Here we are then, after the first lap. It is officially going to be victory on only my first attempt. And also as well as that, another new race record, which I have essentially set by just a few tenths of a second. Since I have essentially noticed half of this field are Nissan Silvias, and the only other competition I really have in this championship are an RX-7 FC and also an AE86 11 as the only other competition I officially have in this championship. But yeah, there we go. Hopefully this time we will officially be successful. So yeah. Let us see what we can do at Deep Forest. So yeah. Let's head to qualifying and see if we can put this thing on the pole once again. Once again for the second time in succession, despite me pretty much making a few mistakes on the quali run, but somehow they were still good enough to officially put me on the pole by 0.6 of a second. So let's head to the race and we shall see how we do. Okay, so looks like the 95 Silvia managed to qualify ahead of the 91 Silvia, as of which essentially those two are fighting for third in the championship. And also we essentially have an RX-7 along of course with 11 that are basically just in it for the experience. So let's see how we do. For the second race of the FR challenge. Let's fucking go. Everything appears to be going well so far. As I of course am essentially managing to lead the Silvia trio. And also give myself an additional margin to add to that. As we now move on to the end of the lap, and that was a much better lap than my qualifying run, because I was at least 2.6 seconds faster on my first lap than I was on my quali lap. So yeah, how's that? So heading through the second tunnel. And I touched the wall. And I have massively fucked up on this lap. I've absolutely fucked up this lap. Because I literally touched the wall as soon as I got on the curb. So so obviously I'm going to try to ignore that. And anyways, yeah, so still a relatively simple victory for the Copperhead over the Sylvia trio. And it looks like it's the 91 Sylvia that officially beats the 95 Sylvia. And I have a feeling I already know who exactly is going to be first and who is officially going to be second. So no official changes in the order in terms of race results, because essentially overall I would have said it's pretty much all been the same, realistically. So 2 out of 2 wins for me, another 5,000 credits, and I am also just going to save the replay. Okay, so just gonna get rid of that one, put this one in, since this is part 7 of the game, essentially. And yeah. Let us move on to our third and final race of the FR Challenge at Grand Valley Speedway, Reverse. Let us see if we can put this car on the pole once again, considering this is now my 3rd attempt at trying to conduct this indoctrination. Pole by over 1.8 seconds ahead of the S14 Sylvia, and then of course we have the other 2 Sylvias on the 2nd row, followed off of course by the FC and the 11 on the final row. So looks like it will pretty much be another day of where the results just stay the same. So, another 1.5 grand for clinching the pole, and now we just need to see, excuse me, and we shall now need to try and see if we can pull it off. It is now time for the 3rd and final race of the FR Challenge. Let's see how we do. Okay, so everything appears to be okay. Entering the chicane. Everything appears to be okay as we enter the first tunnel. So I think it just looks like I'm essentially just going to be cruising for the rest of this. As I am already opening a gap to the Sylvia behind. Although essentially, because this game has rubber banding, these AI are keeping up relatively well as we go through the hairpin. to officially round off the first of 2 laps as we now move on to our second and final lap of this race. And as of which everything appears to be okay at the moment. Even though obviously I just touched the wall. Entering the chicane, but yeah. So, over the bridge on our second lap, and also through the second tunnel, as we are now officially entering the third tunnel on this lap. We of course are officially going through the first hairpin now. Everything appears to be okay at the present time. So heading up through the final hairpin turn on the reverse course, considering this is also the first time we officially get to go to the full course of Grand Valley in this game, and subsequently overall we are now across the line, and it is 3 out of 3 victories for the Copperhead, essentially as the only non-Japanese car to officially compete in this. And surprisingly, the Levin in this one officially managed to eventually finish in 4th place. So I'm suspecting further back there must have probably been some spins, but anyways. So I have clearly won the championship once again by 9 points, as I of course have officially once again for the 3rd time in succession secured a perfect 27 points. The Silvia S14Ks, essentially the one without the year, was second, and then it was the S13 in third with 12 points, followed of course by the S14 Silvia, who eventually clinched 7 points in the end. Then we have the RX-7 FC in fifth with 6 points, and the 11 was last with 5 points. So 27, 18, 12, 7, 6 and 5 are your final point standings for these AI. Considering it has essentially taken me 3 attempts to officially do this and see if maybe for once in my life I can actually be successful. But anyways, another 10 grand for winning, and obviously we also get the trophy, displaying we are officially once again the champions, and now we can officially check out what our new car is. So, the FR challenge for the 3rd time is officially complete, although notably overall, because I am going for both of the prize cars in this event, essentially overall, that's precisely what I'm going for. So this is the first prize car that I won. It is a Nissan Solati, and to anyone who is asking what a Solati is, it is basically a combination of a Nissan Silvia with a 180, and thus giving us Sil80. So just gonna head over here, save the game, and we shall officially return to the championship to see if we can officially clinch the other prize car that is winnable from this championship. So let's head back over there and see how many attempts it may take me to officially get the other prize car from this event. Essentially a relatively different field this time, considering it was only really one of the previous Silvias that actually returned to this championship, along of course with a Nissan 180 SX. We essentially had both models of the RX-7 in this game, respectively both the FC and the FD respectively, and we also had a 3rd gen Toyota Supra in this championship as well. So, not gonna go through the point standings because obviously I think that's essentially just irrelevant. So, $5 grand for winning, and now of course we can officially see if we have managed to become successful on our 3rd attempt of officially winning both prize cars. So, 10 grand for winning the championship. There of course is the trophy, very nice, and we also get a new car as well. Hopefully we can officially be as successful as we have been for most of the other championships, or at least about as successful as we were with the FF challenge. Have I won the other car? Yes, I have. And it is this. A Nissan Silvia S13 Qs 1800C. So yeah, this is the other car that we win from the FR challenge. So now that this is now that this recording with my voiceover is now finally done, we can officially save the game again, and well, I can officially think about doing something else. Yes. But yeah, so anyways, after 3 attempts of trying to record this with my voice audio, that was the FR challenge. Next up is the 4-wheel drive challenge. So, stay tuned for more GT1.